Hey, have you felt that pinch lately? That feeling that the price of pretty much everything, from a new phone to a new car, is just creeping out of reach? Well, you are not imagining it. Today, we're going to break down exactly why the cost of our modern world is suddenly skyrocketing.
Right, it's the question on everyone's mind. It's so frustrating. You save up for that new piece of tech, you're finally ready to buy it, and then bam, the prices jumped again. So, is this just, regular old inflation, or is there something else, something more specific, happening behind the scenes? Well, the answer starts with the raw materials that are literally building our future.
And yeah, we're talking about the absolute basics of the 21st century here. The phone in your pocket, that electric car you might be eyeing, and the solar panels that are supposed to be powering a cleaner world. These are the things feeling the squeeze the most, and now we're going to find out exactly why.
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. The real story here isn't some vague, complicated economic trend. Nope. It's a very targeted squeeze on some of the most fundamental building blocks on the entire planet.
Meet the three main characters in our story: gold, silver, and oil. Their prices have been shooting up almost in perfect sync, and that is no coincidence. They're all caught up in a perfect storm of global pressures, and it's creating this massive ripple effect that ends, well, it ends right in your wallet.
So what's pouring fuel on this fire? First up, you've got geopolitical instability. Whenever there's tension in the world, it adds what experts call a risk premium. Basically, it's an extra cost that gets baked into the price just because of all the uncertainty. And that fear sends investors running to buy up gold and silver as safe havens for their money. On top of all of that, our nonstop hunger for new tech means industrial demand for these exact same materials is just exploding. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting, and it all comes down to the secret life of one metal in particular, silver. So we usually think of it as, something for jewelry or maybe old coins, but its modern identity, it's something else entirely. So, while gold is still mainly a financial thing, a way to park your money, silver is now living this crucial double life. Yeah, it's still a precious metal, but way more importantly, it's become the literal backbone of modern tech. It is an absolutely essential ingredient in everything from your phone to renewable energy.
And this isn't a small shift, it's a profound one. Just look at this breakdown. Industrial demand for silver now completely dwarfs its use for investments or jewelry. This is a fundamental change in what makes silver valuable, and it means that the people making our tech are now in a global bidding war with financial investors for the exact same very limited supply.
And here's the result. Get this. Just a few years back, the silver needed for a solar panel made up about 3% of its total cost. Okay? Today, that number has ballooned to a staggering 26%. That is a massive, massive jump. It just goes to show how fragile our whole green energy transition is when it depends so heavily on the price of one single metal. So how does a higher price for metal that's still in the ground end up making the phone in your hand more expensive? Well, it's not just a problem for some big corporation. It's a problem for all of us, and it follows a really clear path.
It's like a line of dominoes, a simple, kind of painful chain reaction. First, the price of raw silver or oil surges. That means the cost of making individual parts like a computer chip or a solar cell goes up. Now, manufacturers can't just eat all that extra cost, so they pass it along. And the final domino to fall, that's the price tag you see in the store.
And the impact is very real and very specific. For the solar industry, it could actually slow down the global switch to clean energy. For electric cars, which use a good 25 to 50 grams of silver each, it just means higher costs to build them. And for all our electronics, from our phones to the 5G towers that connect them, it means companies' profits get squeezed, and you guessed it, prices get pushed higher for us.
But wait, the story doesn't end with a bigger price tag on a new gadget. This whole commodity crunch is plugging into a much larger and, frankly, more dangerous economic machine, a self-fulfilling cycle of inflation.
So to get this next part, we need to know what an inflation hedge is. It's actually pretty simple. When people get worried that the cash in their bank account is going to be worth less tomorrow than it is today, they buy stuff, hard assets like gold and silver, to protect their wealth. And right there, you get this powerful feedback loop. It goes like this. Rising tech and energy prices make people fear inflation. That fear makes them buy more gold and silver. But what does that do? It increases demand for gold and silver, which drives their prices even higher, which then feeds right back into the cost of making more tech and energy. It is a vicious cycle, and it can be really, really hard to break.
This quote from the source material just sums it up perfectly.
Rising metal and oil prices, they act like hidden taxes across the entire global economy. They're not just line items on a spreadsheet somewhere, they are costs that every single one of us, everywhere, ends up paying.
So this leaves us with a huge challenge, right? Our future is supposed to be electric, it's supposed to be digital and green. But the very materials we need to build that future are getting more expensive because we all want that future. The really big question now is, can we innovate our way out of this commodity trap before it slams the brakes on progress itself?